Motivational speech. Failure is not the end. Good day, everyone. I want to begin with something we all understand, even if we don't always say it out loud. Life can be incredibly hard. Sometimes you try your best and still fall short. You pour your heart into something, only to see it fall apart. You make plans, only to watch them fail, and it hurts. It makes you question yourself, your worth, your path. If you're in that place right now, lost, tired, or quietly breaking inside, I want you to know you are not alone. Every one of us knows what failure feels like. The sting, the shame, the doubt. But here's something most people forget. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. You see, the people we admire most, the greats, the legends, they all failed. They've fallen down again and again. What makes them different isn't that they never fail. It's that they refused to stay down. And you can do the same. Because failure isn't a full stop, it's a comma. It's a pause to learn, to grow, to reframe your path. Every time you choose to try again, you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. Stronger, wiser, more prepared. So if life has knocked you down, get up. If your dreams were shattered, start picking up the pieces. If your heart is tired, rest. But don't quit. You have so much more inside you than you realize. And sometimes, it takes failure to reveal your real strength. Let this moment, this failure, this pain, not be your ending, but your beginning. Use it. Rise from it. And when you come back, and you will, you'll come back not just to succeed, but to inspire. Because your story, the one filled with setbacks, comebacks, an unbreakable spirit, that's the story that changes lives. So don't give up, not today, not ever, because the world hasn't seen the best of you yet. Thank you. Falling Forward, a speech about failure, resilience, and rising again. I know life hasn't always been fair to you. Maybe you've worked so hard and only to see everything fall apart. Maybe you've poured your heart into something, your dream, your relationship, your career, and it still wasn't enough. Maybe right now you're standing in the middle of the wreckage, wondering if it's even worth trying again. I get it. I've been there. We've all been there. Failure has a way of making us feel small, broken, and defeated. It whispers lies like, "You'll never make it." It tells you to stop, to give up, to settle for less. And when you're in that dark place, it's easy to believe it. It's easy to feel like you're alone. But hear me when I say this. You are not alone, and your failure does not define you. In fact, your failure is proof that you tried, that you were brave enough to put yourself out there. And that, my friend, already puts you miles ahead of those too afraid to even begin. You see, the most successful people in the world, every single one of them, have tasted failure. Not once, not twice, sometimes dozens of times. But the reason they succeeded wasn't because they never fell. It was because every time they fell, they chose to rise. They learned, they adjusted, they grew, and most importantly, they didn't give up. And you have that same power. You have that same fire. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to fall. But don't you dare stay down. Because somewhere inside you is a version of yourself who refuses to quit. A version of you who looks fear in the face and keeps going anyway. A version of you who knows this moment doesn't have to be the end. It can be the beginning. Start again. As many times as it takes. Because every setback is setting you up for a stronger comeback. You are not broken. You are rebuilding. You are not lost. You are learning. So stand up, shake off the dust, and go again. The world hasn't seen the best of you yet. Embracing failure, your first step towards success. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and remember the last time you poured your heart into something and still came up short. Feel that knot in your stomach, that tightness in your chest? You're not alone. We've all been there, standing in the wreckage of our hopes, wondering if we'll ever rise again. Morbite, acknowledge the struggle and ignite determination. When failure strikes, it feels like the world has conspired against you. Maybe it was a project you poured months into, only to see it crumble. Or a relationship you cherished slipping through your fingers. Maybe it was a dream, so vivid in your mind that suddenly felt out of reach. Those moments sting, they cut deep, but they also teach us something vital. Every setback carries a lesson, and every lesson is a building block for tomorrow's triumph. Think of Thomas Edison, who famously said he didn't fail 1,000 times making the light bulb. He simply discovered 1,000 ways that didn't work. Imagine if he'd given up on attempt number 999. Today, our nights would still be lit by candle flame. Your failures are your experiments. Your resilience is your greatest invention. Turning point, call to action. So what will you do with today's defeat? Will you let it define you? Or will you redefine it? I challenge you. Stand up. Dust yourself off. Reignite that spark in your heart. Because the very act of trying again, of refusing to quit, transforms defeat into destiny. Every time you rise, you prove to the world and to yourself that your spirit is stronger than any obstacle. Conclusion: inspire and empower. As you walk out of this room, carry this truth. Failure is not a full stop. It's a comma in your story. Your greatest chapters are yet unwritten. Embrace the stumbles, learn from them, and press on with courage. The road may be rocky, but every step forward brings you closer to the summit you're destined to reach. So go on. Fail, learn, rise, and conquer. Your success story begins the moment you refuse to give up.